Some nights feel heavier than others, like the world quietly placed a weight on your chest, and you lie there asking yourself one silent question: is this really the life I am meant to live? Maybe you smile in front of people, but inside you feel a quiet storm, a dream knocking on the door of your heart, and fear standing guard outside that door. Listen carefully. This message might be exactly what your soul has been waiting to hear. Welcome to Success Mind. Have you ever felt trapped between who you are and who you could become? Between the safe road and the road that calls your name? Maybe you wake up early, go through the same routine, smile politely, and do what is expected. But deep inside, something whispers that this is not the whole story. Maybe you once had a dream that made your heart beat faster, a dream that made your eyes light up. But somewhere along the way, someone said it was impossible. Someone said, be realistic. Someone said, stay safe. And slowly, you started shrinking your dreams. Tell me something honestly. How many times have you silenced your own voice just to make the world more comfortable? How many ideas died quietly in your mind because fear spoke louder than hope? Fear of failing, fear of judgment, fear of wasting time. But here is the truth most people never tell you. Playing safe can also break your heart. Choosing comfort can slowly steal your life. And the most dangerous place in the world is a life where your soul feels asleep. Now, imagine something different. Imagine waking up tomorrow with a fire inside your chest. Imagine walking into your day knowing you are moving toward something meaningful. Imagine choosing courage even when your hands tremble. Your life would begin to change, not overnight and not like magic, but like sunrise, slowly, quietly, and then suddenly the world is full of light. Your confidence would grow one decision at a time. Your courage would grow one step at a time. And one day, you would look back at the version of you who almost gave up, and you would whisper, "Thank you for not quitting." Let me tell you something powerful. There was a moment when a famous actor stood in front of a crowd, not as a celebrity, but as a human being who understood fear. That person was Jim Carrey. Before the fame, before the laughter, before the red carpets, there was uncertainty. And there were moments when success looked impossible. During a speech that touched millions of hearts, he said something unforgettable. Jim Carrey once said, "You can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love." Let those words sink in for a moment. You can fail at what you do not want. Think about that carefully. Many people spend their lives choosing the safe option, the job they do not love, the routine that slowly drains them, the dream they hide quietly in a drawer. Why does this happen? Because they think it protects them from failure. But Jim Carrey reminds us of something honest. Failure does not only belong to dreamers, failure also visits the cautious. You can fail in the safe job, you can fail in the quiet life, and you can fail while playing small. So if failure is always a possibility, why not take a chance on something meaningful? Why not try something that makes your heart feel alive? Ask yourself a question today. If fear disappeared for 1 minute, what would you attempt? Would you start a project? Would you write that book? Would you build that business? Or would you change the direction of your life? Here is something most people never realize. Your dreams are not random. They are signals, like stars guiding a traveler in the dark. They point toward the life your soul truly wants to live. But fear is loud. Fear says wait. Fear says later. Fear says you are not ready. And procrastination becomes a comfortable prison. Days become weeks. Weeks become years. And suddenly you look back wondering where all the time went. But listen carefully. Courage does not mean the absence of fear. Courage means walking forward even while fear whispers in your ear. Every person you admire once stood exactly where you stand today, confused, unsure, and doubting themselves. The difference is simple. They moved anyway. One small step, one imperfect attempt, one decision to try. And something magical happened. Momentum. Like pushing a heavy stone at the top of a hill, at first it barely moves, but with each push, it begins rolling faster and faster. Your life works the same way. One brave decision creates the next. One action creates confidence. One risk creates growth. So let me ask you something. What small step could you take today? Not tomorrow, not next year, but today. Could you spend 1 hour learning something new? Could you start writing that idea? Could you send that message? Could you take the first step toward the life you imagine? And while we are walking this path together, let me invite you into something meaningful. If this message speaks to your heart, if you believe in growing stronger every day, then subscribe to this channel. Because this journey of daily motivation is not meant to be walked alone. We are building a space where courage grows, where dreams are protected, and where every day becomes a chance to become a better version of yourself. Now think again about Jim Carrey's words. You can fail at what you don't want, so you might as well take a chance on doing what you love. That sentence is not just motivation, it is a mirror that forces us to look honestly at our own choices. Are we building a life, or are we simply surviving a routine? Are we following curiosity, or hiding behind comfort? Life moves faster than we expect. And one day we all ask ourselves the same question. Did I truly live, or did I simply exist? The beautiful truth is this. You still have time. Time to choose courage. Time to try again. Time to chase something meaningful. Your story is still being written. Your next chapter is waiting. And the pen is still in your hands. Imagine yourself years from now standing quietly somewhere, maybe near a window, maybe under a sunrise, looking back at the life you lived. What story do you want to remember? The story where fear made every decision, or the story where courage showed up when it mattered most? Picture the moment when you finally say to yourself, I tried. I gave my heart a chance, and I did not let doubt decide my future. That is a powerful life. Not perfect, but real. Not easy, but meaningful. Because courage creates memories, and risk creates possibility. Today could be the day everything begins. Not because the world suddenly changed, but because you changed. Because you decided that your dreams deserve effort. Because you decided that fear will no longer lead your life. So breathe deeply, stand a little taller, and take the first step, even if it is small, even if your voice shakes, and even if nobody understands yet. One day, someone will look at your life and say, that person was brave enough to try. And if you want more reminders like this, more daily motivation that keeps your spirit strong and your mind focused, subscribe and walk this journey with us. Because the road toward courage is always easier when we walk it together. Remember this one final truth. Your story is not finished. Your courage is still growing. And the life you dream about is waiting for the moment you decide to begin.